He's on a work call here. He can't chit chat, which is fine. What's going on here? Why does this want to? Oh, I know why. Let me. With the bot running in the overnight session there. That's why. There we go. Well, not live. I just let it run on sim here. I don't let it run while I'm not watching, but I like to track performance, right? So I'll let it run in the overnight session, do its thing. But here we are. Okay, let's get into it. What happened last night? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. So in relation to the plan that I laid out last night, right? What happened into the close? Okay, they closed it back over our 72.61, right? Or 74.61. And then what happened? As soon as that market closed, it pulled back and that big God candle came right off where 74.61. Okay, these are key things to note. Okay, right off our level. That was our key level midpoint there for yesterday's session. They rescued it and they drilled it up it. Now, in the plan that I issued last night, what did I want to see for the bulls here this morning? I wanted to see if they were going to open. Well, open push, okay, but the bulls don't want to start over from lows, right? We want to hold. Yeah, we want to open strong. Okay, if we open strong, they're going to make the run here for 7,500 here this morning, right? And then that's going to open up a shift up, and that's going to open up our 75.39 to trade, right? So far, the bulls have done everything right. We got that nice little news pop there at 8:30, right off our 74.70. That's going to be key here this morning if they try to push down here this morning. We've talked about that many times. Right now, we got this backfill going on here from the 8:30 pop, and they're kind of backfilling this candle bit. But the bulls don't want to. They don't want this thing to fall apart again down to 61 or 51 or whatever, right? They got to keep a bid here right at the open, and they have to push and get this thing ideally by the close of balance, right? Like into 7,500 or over 7,500. We'll see what's going to happen here. Now, this could just be bring it up to sell it off again for the third time in a row, right? We've seen this many times when we switch to more of a bearish tape. This is sell the rally. So they bring it up just to sell it off. They bring it up again just to sell it off. So this is the third rotation here into our 7,500 that we actually haven't even gotten to trade yet. So every time we hit 95 or 90 in our reversal zone, we start to fail, right? We've rolled over twice off here. And when we roll over from here, nothing holds. It just gets drilled down, and everything that was in there gets pushed through. Now, I will say yesterday on the way up was really tough because once we got under 75, right, when we looked at the order flow, there was nothing there to hold up the auction, right, tape-wise. There's nothing there. They had two big push candles with no volume, right? So it was just like this massive volume gap that we could just fall through. And that's exactly what we did, right? We fell through it and down we came, right? And it was rescued there into the close. They closed it back over to 74.61, got the push up. And now the bulls are going to get the third opportunity here this morning to see if they can do it. So this is what we're dealing with here this morning. We're going to see if they got what it takes. So, yeah. That's pretty much the overnight session in a snapshot. All right, Asia pulled back. It was bought exactly off our 74.51 level. London open. This is key. London opened right on top of our 74.70 level, right? 74.70.75. That's literally the lows of the London session. And they pushed it outside of our rotational zone. So that was rejected. And we pushed further into our reversal zone. Reversal zone trades. See some resistance here, right? This is all normal for our levels, right? So we'll see here if 70 bids. So far it's held dips here since the London push. We've come down, what, 1, 2, 3, 30-minute auctions here. I've tried to break down back through 70, and so far it's holds here. So if we do push down here this morning at the open, finish back, feeling that 70 is going to be a watch on the tape. Do they hold it? They don't really want to let this thing get too much lower than that, because then they got to climb it back up, right? Usually when the signs are there that we're going to push and kind of break out and go for that move, excuse me, we open really tight to where we need to push it, and we just open and drive right through it here. But we're starting to pull away from it a little bit here, so we'll see what happens. Make sense? Yep. Awesome. Where's everybody? Everyone's sleeping here this morning. Hey, good morning. How are you? Going to China? What? Lord Jesus, that sounds pretty cool. I've wanted to go. The one place I wanted to go to China was what's that city that's like the electronics capital, man, where everything gets made. It's just absolute chaos. No, I know it's I think it's Shenzhen. I think it's Shenzhen, and it's just absolute electronics mayhem. One day I'm gonna go. One day I'm gonna go to Japan. I'm gonna go on like a electronics tour there and just go for like 2 weeks. It's gonna be killer. Yeah. Yeah, one day, maybe when my kids are a little bit older, we'll do it as a family trip. It'll be. I think it's gonna be better with kids. The only place I've ever really traveled to was Cuba, but I plan, like, my kids are getting a bit older here now, so like I want to go travel with them and kind of share that with them. I think it's more rewarding if you can do it with your kids, but everyone's different. Some people want to travel without kids. I like traveling with my kids or doing stuff. But yeah, we'll see what happens here, man. We're pulling back here. We're kind of backfilling 830. That can always needs to be backfilled, so we're about halfway done that here right now into 80, and we'll just see if see if we can repair structure, right? And the bulls need to keep this thing tight, man. They need to keep this thing tight. They need to get this thing bid into 90, and they need to build the base here, and they need to make the run for 7,500, and they're going to try to today, and they're all set up to do it. We're just going to see if it just falls apart again. So it's going to be a really, really interesting open, right? We haven't opened this high here. I mean, we still got like 15 minutes here before the bell rings, but we haven't opened this high here into our 90/7,500 wall here. And if, you know, usually we've had to climb from the lows, right? So, and that makes a big difference, right? They don't spend a lot of energy. You know, we've had to climb from like 74.22 and our 74.41 had to climb all the way back up to 7,500. Here we're, only 15 points below it here, right? So there's kind of a big contextual difference here to how we're going to open, but we'll see if, this just gets sold. All right. So we'll see what happens here. Other than that here, guys, I'm going to, any questions? You guys good? What else is good, hey? Griff, you good? Ajmal? Oh, Ajmal can't talk. Holy shit. What the fuck's going on down there, bro? God damn. Hope you're okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. Be safe. All right. Just give me about 6-7 minutes here, guys. I'll be right back and prepare for the day. I'm just gonna go heat up a coffee and let's have a good session. All right. I'll be right back. My kids are awake here now. This should be fun. All right. I'll be right back here, guys. All right, there we go. Kids are settled. Now we just wait. Eating game here. Push down, man. Hit our 80. Now we'll just kind of see what happens here. Managed to almost backfill. Yeah, about halfway. We still got room to trade down into 70 here again. If I really don't want to go that low. Just seeing up, see an all high here as soon as it hits 75 or 70. So eye on that. You know what I'm saying? NQ here coming down to our 127. See if we drop in there. It's been supported here all morning. It's like projecting our. Yeah, we'll see what happens. It is cleared. All right, let's go. 10 minutes to go. Sit and wait. Morning to anybody watching in YouTube land. Sure. Oh. All right, now we're just waiting here. Let's see if we hold 80 here and push. We'll see if we hold 127 here. But as per usual here, we'll have the open and we'll get a little bit of whippy. So it's either going to be an open and drive here situation or we're going to sniff here a little bit lower. I don't think we're going to hang around here. We will see. Usually if they want to buy this thing, they'll kick it in here about 5 minutes here before. 2 minutes before that. So let's just see what happens here. Oh, look at this. Here they go. Look at this tape. Let's go, baby. Go. All right, any useful information here? Well, pretty much just there. Yes, here we're selling yesterday's highs, as has been the case here for third session in a row here. So 7,500 is our yearly level, right? It was our target from 6,250 when we sold down there. Right? We got to 6,300. We got close to 6,250, and we took off, to our 1,250 points, and Not to that 7,500 target. This is a big, 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 big macro week, like weekly close, monthly close level, right? As we reviewed in the room many times, a bit of selling here. There we go. Let's try to let's see if we 75 or 70 here for the. We can get away from these highs as cool and then hold mid low. That would be ideal. Let's just see what they want. 5 minutes to go. Let's see what they want to do here. See if we can break down through 80 here or not. Bids are here. You can see this bid sitting right at the level here. Let's check the Discord. Who's in here? Griff's here. Yep, here come the buyers. Right on, we're down time, man. 5 minutes before the open. Bye, bye, bye. So this thing's setting up for a possible open and drive here right at the open. We'll just see if they do it. We want to pound this thing into 90, 95 and get this thing into 7,500 ASAP. Right? Look at this. Market is so predictable, man. Now, this is the only shitty part about this, right? Is that they force you to buy high, right? I don't like buying strength, right? I like buying weaknesses, right? Buying weakness, buy dips, right? But when we open high and stay high and continue to push high, every entry you get, you're going to have to buy the highs. Like for me, it's uncomfortable, but if you can put the context together that knowing where they need to push the auction here today, it becomes a little bit easier to manage, right? And just wait for the order flow to obviously agree with you at the levels. Then you can just kind of, okay, well, this is it. This is what we got here today. So buying strength sucks. Just like selling weakness sucks. Like I never sell weakness. If we have a weak overnight session and we open at the lows, and I always know people will sell weakness just because of how the chart looks, and then it does go lower temporarily. I'm never in those moves. Look at that 10-point bounce here coming. Thank you, right up our 127. So yeah, we're setting up to drive here, guys. See if we close this auction over 90 here. If we close over 90 here at the open, we might see an open and drive just like tap. Oh, this market's going to try and push. It's all set up. This is exactly what I laid out in the trade plan here last night. This exact scenario. Let's see what happens here. Who's here ready to rock here? 2-minute warning. Nico, Griff, Hashmal, what's up? What's up? All right, let's try and make some money. Process, boys. Remember, the hard work is done for you in this room, right? You just got to trade levels. That's all you got to do. Morning. I don't even know where you're posting that. Try to post your text there just in the trading floor there. I don't even know where those posts are going. Live trading floor, Nico. All right, minute to go. Let's go. All right, the sun's starting to come out here. Wow, finally. Brightening up in here a little bit. Finally got some rain here last night, man. It's been almost a year since we've had some rain. Hurricanes are coming, man. Gonna be an active summer here. That is for show. So, here we go. 30 seconds. Gonna open right on 90 here. Let's see. Let's see if they push it here right into 90 here in the next 30 seconds. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Offers coming in here right around 85, 86. I'm not putting too much on it here, right? We're going to let the open here and just watch the first 5 minutes of tape. But they're trying to set it up for an open and dry. See if they can get this thing past 90 here or not right away. If not, we'll try to explore below 80 here and see what's there at 70. Maybe they buy 70, 75 right away. Open right at 85. There's the push, 90 right away. See if we reject here or not. Everyone's going to short here like 90, 95, right? This is typical stuff, right? Let's just see if it gets absorbed. See what these looks below the open look like. Like these are where the first battles are always like, oh, open print, blah, 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 blah. Right? Overnight highs, overnight lows. There we go. NQ dipping into 127. We'll see if we come down to 78 here or not. Everybody's short there on the NQ there below the open print. Basically 150. You can see them on the tape. 150. See if we bid here around 27. Hey, those guys for a ride. Just be patient here, guys. Let the first 5 minute work itself out. Seller's really aggressive there into 127 here on NQ. We'll probably tap our 78 level here, 30,078. Getting close. There we go. There's 80 here in the ES. Beautiful. There we go. There's 78 there in the NQ. Perfect. Let's see if we continue on the ES here. Let's see if we get into 75 here or not. So we'll see if the bid starts shoring things up here at around 75 and kind of hold our 80. Or if we continue backfilling this candle here down to 70. Backfilling that 830 push. You could drop here down to 30, right down to the bottom of our chop zone here. We'll just give it a chance to trade. Short, 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 short. This is good, right? But we just don't want it too deep, right? For the bulls, right? They want to hear right at 75 here to 70, and then they want to keep a bid. So we got to search for a bid here. There we go. We finished backfilling the candle. That's all done now here to 74, and now we'll see here to 70 if something. Tape coming here on the NQ here into 75. We'll see if the sellers can sell through that. Low, heavy low offer here on the NQ here, right into 70. Bids meeting them right there. Wow. Good action here, right into the lows. Really good action here. Oh, 4,300 contracts dumped. 3,800 contracts on the bid. Huge volume here into the lows. ES not so much, but there's a massive seller here stepping down here to 70 here, but just made a weak low here. So we'll see if these buyers step up here and continue to try to grab him. But we're falling here. We got room here now to hit 61 here on the ES, and then we'll see if it gets hit here or not. So again, tried open and drive, didn't get it. Tap 90 perfectly, as we talked about. It was really important to get over there, and immediately sold. Is what it is. Just straight sell candle right. Just let it trade, let it close. Got a minute and a half here for the first 5-minute close. Let's see where we come down to. Next stop here, 61 here on the yes, and 29 here on the NQ. Obviously 30,000 people are watching here on the NQ here. It's right at the OS here below our 29. Start watching as we come into 30. Very thin here, right? Straight down. So we can backfill here. Some of this is just we got to find a bid and find some offside sellers. There you go, starting at 66. See those guys who slammed the low there? All right. little bit of sign of life there. Lower offer here, rate is 68.5. Okay, cool. On the ES, you can see that's very thin above 68. We'll say our 70 level. So many people slam there at 66. And then over 70, we backfill some of that thin prints. See us pulling up here right away. 20 seconds here to go on the close of the candle. So our old 8.5 offer is back. Good old 8.5, eh, boys? How long have we talked about that? Years? All right, pulling back above here. So we'll see how this next candle opens. So we're going to open right below our 70 level. Now this thing just may turn around and buy, because even though we closed under the level, because it's heavy, too heavy short, like at the low of the offer. See, but pulling up here on these offside short. That's why you never short the lows, man. Never chase. So now we'll see if this holds, right? 70 holds, right? Rotation back up to 80 and possibly back up to 90. This is key here. This will be key here for the open. Do the bulls hold this thing above 70, 75? This is where they really got. Want to reverse this up here fairly quickly. Sellers there rated about 75 here now above them. See if that holds. You looking good here over 80. We'll see if we can 80. We'll just see if we kind of shore up that level there. A lot of people short here below 80 on the NQ here. We could fly easily back up towards 7 or back up to 180 off this if we can bid above it. A lot of folks shorting the lows here. We'll see if it works out for them. Just looking at the open positioning, right? Watching how the tape's coming in and seeing where they're all hanging out, seeing where the stops are, and seeing where they want to, and seeing what's above them, right? There's nothing but fluff above 76 here on the ES and above, yeah, about, we'll say 100 here, 30,100 on the NQ. Got to give the NQ a little bit of extra range there. But a lot of people following it low here. See if they're able to continue the auction lower. So 3 minutes to go here. We'll let the 10-minute candle close. I think this thing's probably going to catch a bid here over 76 and go backfill this up. We'll see. Uh-oh. Here it goes now. Uh-oh. Let's see. Let's see how we close here. 2.5 minutes to go. We'll let the auction close. Some really good bids here into 55 here as we come towards that 30 level on the NQ. We'll see if they hold up. They're trying to pound into them right here. There's that new low that I look for, and we'll see if we find a weak offer here as they make the new low here into 30. So I got my eyes all over this here. So far, straight up full body red bar here on the open 10-minute auction here to the downside. So it's not something you just buy. Tape is cool, but tape can get ran through, and waiting for closes and waiting for proper system setups here saves your ass, right? Go a lot lower than you think when open bid positions here get ran through, and same with shorts. So a lot of times we wait for the OS to hit here, which is right here. So as the OS is right at 30K, obviously. See if we push down to 80. See if we can look below that. Tag 80 here, 80 here on the NQ, and then see what happens. Might get to 61 here on this here as well. Minute and a half to go. Market cleaning up the overnight inventory. Very nice. Ran London lows here and Globex lows here are sitting right at our 933 here on the NQ. And Globex lows are sitting right at our red on our 51.25 on the ES. All right, 50 seconds to go. So the first 10-minute auction here is going to close red, but let's just see if it closes above or below 70 here. Same with 30 here on the NQ, went right to the OS here into 30K. See if it closes above our 29. Watching for lower offers here. There they are, 25 in the NQ, and of course 68 here on the yes, of course 68. And then up towards about 75, 76, which is where they've been for 3 days. 20 seconds to go. We're going to close weak, and we might open the next auction. Push down here at 61. Let's just see what happens. See if they sell weakness. Large offer here, man. 66 right at the bottom of the auction here. Same with the NQ here, right at 30K. 7,000 contracts here slamming short. Let's see if the market reverses. Or they're able to get lower here. Okay, open, sold. There's 980 on the NQ. There's 61 here on the ES. Let's watch here. Let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens. I'm interested here. Let's just see if we firm up. NQ could still drop here. Hit our river. Still staying pretty heavy. So we'll see if it drags the ES with it down to 50, 51. Yep. There it is. There it is. Again, closes are your friend, man. That's why it stays really key to stay safe in our system. All right, we'll start watching here as we come in. And Q here into our 931. We'll see if we get the juice here to get to 980. Sorry, 880. But we'll start watching here. Staying heavy low. Still being sold. People slamming the lows here, working price down. Let's see where we go. Drop here to 880. This is juicy down here, man. But we're staying still heavy in the lows here, just pounding here. 930 on the NQ. Just every low we put in, they just jump down here. As soon as there's a bid here, they just drill. But let's see if the bulls start taking on inventory here. 30 as we trade down here towards 80. Almost at 880. Yes, here almost at our 51 and a quarter. That'll be our overnight lows on the ES. Market showing no fucking signs. Just drill. There we go. There's 880 and 51. Beautiful. All right, let's start watching. Start watching here. 10, 20, 30, 40 point sell here on the ES. Huge. Done a full grid rotation here, pretty much. Open sold off 5, 10, 15, 25, 30, 300 points here straight down. Don't buy a knife here, guys. You got to wait for closes. To the very bottom here, possibly here, a 34 in the ES. NQ, we might shift down. Just see what happens here. I'm going to look for a long in here. We'll see if we just kind of hold up here. Very, very thin from that last draw from 61. Yes. Got to firm up. So just let them sell it, man. Hopefully no one's buying this. Absolutely no. So there's no setup short either. We're just one time frame and just fucking drew. So coming to 41 here is next. Where's yesterday's low? 12. Oh yeah, it's almost pretty much 74. All right. All right, there's our shift down here on the NQ. Noted. Beautiful. 6. And we might hit fucking 74.2 here, fellas. Just let it sell, man. Don't touch it. Don't touch this thing, dude. Just let them sell. This is sell tape. They're just drilling every bid that's in here. Don't even think about chasing this because there's no short setup at all. Just let it fall. You're going to get a snapback here. Like as soon as we hit into 31 here on the ES, we'll start watching 31 to 22. And we could get to our 687 here on the ES or on the NQ. See if we get one more drop here. But we're going to find some offside players here below 41 here. It's just a matter of where we find them. Very, very thin here from 41 all the way back to 61 here. So we got some nice thin prints here that the market's going to try to repair at some point here. What do we got here? Minute to go here. 30 seconds here for the 15-minute close. Watch 41 here. Could hold it, right, and go back up to 61 off it. Very, very thin prints. You're going to have a lot of people, if we pull up, they're going to start selling at 48 here on the ES, like we talk about. Right? People front run here. Algos front run it at 50. Start selling it at 48. So that'll be the place where they interject. It's very thin. There's no offer really following this down. There's just a lot of people short here below 41, and you see the bulls starting to step in here. Below 41 here, they're starting to gobble up some inventory. See if it holds. Yeah, see this? Now, we just closed that 5-minute candle below 41, but the way that this tape is going, they're possibly push here back over 45 and go. See it on the tape, man. As we run the stops, there we go. Beautiful. Run the stops. Tag 32. Come on. Come on down here. 687. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go to 22. Come on. There we go. 687. Beautiful. Let's go. Oh, isn't this a beautiful thing? Come on down. Because how does it not bother me? Because I'm never in these moves anyways. There's no pullback. So like, what do I care? Right? This is just a move. Why do I give a shit about this? I don't fucking care, right? Bring it down here, bring it on sale, right? We're never in these moves anyways, unless you like trade like a 1-minute chart on where's the pullback, dude? Look at these first 5-minute candles, right? Even they're straight down. Why care about this, right? You're looking at money, be like, I gotta get in on the move. Like, I don't care if I'm not in the move, bro. Like, I don't care, right? It's 10 minutes, 15 minutes into the open, right? You shouldn't care. You got the whole day, right? You don't want to trade this type of volatility anyways. We want things to calm down. We want to trade with the algos, right? Just relax, bro. We got time. We got time. Okay. All right. So there we go. Let's get back to it. So there we go. We hit 22. Let's start watching here. You're going to see a bounce here, man. You watch. We're going to get it. There we go. Right, we hit those previous day's lows there into 16 exactly. So we look 5 points below our 22. We'll see if we firm up here. We will. Relax here, Phil. You just got to let the market sell. When the market wants to sell like this, you have to step aside and let it get it out of its system, right? Then we can look. If you try to buy this and bounce this and just randomly buy levels as it comes into it, this is stuff that I preach against, right? You can't do this. The market will just drill through. And I only say that because I've been the guy who's done it in the past, and now I just don't understand it. Gotta wait for closes, man. That's how we enter trades. Closes and levels. 2 minutes to go here on this 10. Quite the open 30-minute auction here. But I'm going to look for the long here. 22 or down into 10. Going long. So it's going to be a hellacious snapback here where we're going to get a strong back. We'll probably rip all the way back up to 41 here. See if we hold up. But big wicks here, right? So far we wicked off perfectly there off the look below 22. But they're just still dumping into this shit. So you got to be really careful. I still think we could hit our 74.03. Almost got to it yesterday. So just let them sell. See how they just pounded into the bids there? Look, there's 12. We're going to shift down here. And we're going to run to 74.02 here. Let them sell it. There's 12. And you're going to see a hellacious bounce. Anywhere here from 12 to 02 here. Just let the market. The best thing you can do here is just let 9:30 close. Right? Let 10 a.m. open. Let them push it down to where they want to push it down. right? And don't worry about the bounce that's going to come here too, because you're not going to be in it, right? But then just use that to what level hold. Right now, we just hit fast reversal here into 540. We do have room to hit 492. Just hit the very, very deep reversal zone here of 12, the ES. And as you can see, we're pulling off it, right? Here comes the bounce. And everyone's just like, I gotta get in, right? Don't worry about this shit. Who cares? But now you got some good information there down at 12. It held to the tick, right? Okay, it may just go 40 points without you in this direction. Who cares, right? It may not calm down here for the first 2 or 3 hours before we even get a nice controlled trade. That's okay. So now we close that auction above 22, right? Now we'll see if a pullback here to 22 gets bid or if they pump it here down to... Guys, just a heads up for the guys in the stream. If nobody is on the stream, it automatically, like the Zoom link, it automatically cancels. Okay. And I can't restart the Zoom screen share all day long for you guys. So it'll get reopened here now, but if nobody uses it, then it just automatically closes it and I won't be opening and closing it. So if you're on there, just stay on there and it'll stay open. Okay, just a little heads up. All right, there we go. Pull back to 20, push. Okay, where's the offer? We got to find the offer here. It's very thin prints, right? Very, very thin prints, right? Let's see if they sell 32 here. So far, we're rejecting perfectly off it. And we'll see if we come down, revisit our 12 level. Oh, there's our shift. That's what I was waiting for. Beautiful. I don't want to be doing this. Just please. Let's get her fixed here. All right, let's see what happens here. So now we got a nice shift here. All right, we'll see if 12 holds a support. See what I mean? Coming down to revisit. It could pound it lower here and get into 74.02. That would be awesome. We can get down to 74.02. Let's see what happens. We're testing Tuesday's lows here, right into 15.16. I think it's Tuesday's lows. Get snap here 12 and rip here down to yesterday's lows here into 74. I would love to get 02 traded. We almost got there yesterday. Hey, somebody. So backload. Let's go. Let's get it on. All right, trying to pound new lows here. So if we pound new lows here below 12, let's see what the prints look like. Did we stay weak? Last time we came down here, there was no offer into 12. We'll see if they find the supply. Push it down to 02. This is where I went long yesterday on the 12 after we firmed it up. There you go. There's 1R. Went perfectly there to 492 here on the NQ here. So we'll see if that rips up here to 9. A very volatile auction. Be careful. I would let this 30 close up. It would be really smart to do it. You guys hear me talk about this all the time. You have a 30-minute sell candle. Just let it close. See? Got 1R out of it and it already drilled you down there almost to your stop. There you go. Stopped out of that thing. Now let's see if we can get into 74.02 here. Go, baby. Let's go. See what you got. There we go. Previous day's lows. Boom. 74.06. There we go. I'm willing to look for long here. So I'm going to watch here 02 and then the OS here into yesterday's low here right about 07. See if we can get into 0. Imagine if we broke this here, we get down towards 73.82. Wouldn't that be awesome? Imagine if NQ here got down to 40. I think we're going to go there. There's 02. Boom. Look at that, dude. There we go. There we go. So you see me, guys, I don't even care about this move. It's straight down. I'm not just like, I gotta get in. I don't gotta get in. Shit. Where's the pullback? There isn't any. Who cares about that shit? Just a move. Whole rest of the day. I want to see where they push it, right? We just hit 74.02, right? Let's get into 92.5 here and let's go to 82, right? Can we go one more, or we're going to hold 74.02 and I'll look for the long here? Still a very, very, very volatile auction. 5 minutes left to go in the auction. We could go here to 92 and hit 82. We're almost there. Look at this. Sell from hell, baby. Boom, there's 92. We're almost at 300 here on the ink. Getting close here to that 297. Sell, baby, sell. There we go. There's 92. Yeah, baby. See how they're just drilling stops here? This is great educational content. So this is stuff I talk about all the time here with you guys. Sell tape. Look at this 30. Big lipstick. Okay, fast reversal level here, 92. Let's start watching here as soon as we hit it. Now we got room to hit 82.7, but because of how we're coming into the level, we could look for a fast reversal here of 92. If 92 holds here, then we look for rotation back up towards 22. This might not hang out here, guys. It might just V-bounce and go brrr, right? See, we've already bounced 10 points. But they just could come down and drill it again. Okay, lower offers, don't really see them, right? But I would say right around 74.06 as far as the tape goes. Below it, it's just a cluster fudge. But I like it. I like how we're coming into 92. This has the chance to be our fast reversal kind of context here. I just hope it's not going to hang out here. It's just going to go if it goes. So 3 minutes left to go. There's no business here done at 92. We just came down here and wicked right off it, of course. So it's not like we have a bunch of strong tape that came in there. Very, very weak prints. Now you're seeing short covering coming in here. But yeah, I would say around like 74.06, above 7,400 here. They're going to try to keep selling. But this is a great area here to look for market to hold. And we're going to close this thing probably above 74.02, and it's probably just going to keep going. So just be prepared for it. We rarely get retouches when we hit fast reversal. Context that it is, but you never know. We could pound it down here for one attempt. We're pulling into kind of the top of the offer here. So we'll see if they sell with previous day's lows, right? Chart traders, they love to sell it, right? See what happens. There you go. What I tell you. Step in there right at 04. All right. See what happens. I tell you. Told you. You just got to know who interacts where. All right. Minute and a half to go. See how we close it. There's no tape I can lean on here at 92 besides the context around how we traded. We still got room. We could trade 7. We could trade 297 here on the NQ. But both of them are hitting their fast reversal. That's really interesting. And now you got everybody shorting 7,400. Okay, so you got a lot of chart traders here selling the lows. You can see them on the tape here. About 4, 7, 9,000 contracts here rotated. Okay, that's where they are. Okay, cool. So now we got lower positioning here on the tape, and now we'll be able to see what happens here in the next minute, and we'll see if we can bid past them in the next auction. Now, there's nothing wrong with a long attempt there at 92 if you guys want it, guys in the room, but you don't have any good tape there. We just kind of came and wicked right off it. We could come in there and find supply and try to drill it lower there. Looking to 88 or 82 here. Ooh, look at this close here. 30 seconds left to go. Watch the last 30 here. It's always the last 30. Sell, baby, sell. Bring her down. Bring her down. Let's go. Okay, so we got our lower line in the sand there, kind of lower positioning on the tape. We're going to close super red. It's a full body red auction for the 930 auction. So we'll see if they open here and sell weakness and push down here to 82. Let's give them a chance and we'll see what happens. This thing just might auto reverse on us though off 92. Here. Yep. We hit 297 perfectly. There you go. And what I tell you? What I friggin' tell you? Told you. Then off we go. All right. La 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 la. There we go. Back into the offers there at 0406. If we drill these here, we'll go back up towards 22. Or you're going to have a lot of people shorting the lows here, right? So you got to let price kind of calm down. You're going to miss a lot of moves here. Straight down, possibly straight up here. We'll see. They're shorting previous day's lows there, rated around 03. Sorry, 03, 05. So chart traders here selling the lows, right? Happy to get short the lows. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so that's your kind of context here right now in the lower areas. Previous day low. Pretty easy stuff to see. But we're going to close this force 5 here over 02, and this thing just might rip 30 points here to the upside. It's probably going to go here without you. So this is normal, right? There we go. Short covering, ran the stops. Now we're backfilling this ugly, ugly, ugly sell, right? Now we'll see if a bid moves up here. You got some good bids here below 7,400 to around 96, and we'll see if those hold. We'll see if we close above it in the first 5 and pull back and actually set up. But this thing is most likely going to drill at least all the way back up to 22 without you. It's just how it goes. You gotta learn not to care. You don't need to be a bottom tick Bobby or a top tick Timmy. But so far, navigating you guys pretty perfectly here. I told you exactly where price would go. Told you to stay idle, let it sell, understanding it's a sell session. Let it sell, push it down to where they want it. We've recovered 74.02. Right, up we go. There's no setup, right? One time frame down straight up, and then we hit the bottom at the very low as an automatic reversal. There's no setup, right? Just relax. We're almost at that 22 target. Then we'll see if things base here around 12 to 04 here, 12 to 02. See if any type of pullback comes. We'll see where the bid moves up. But this thing's on a mission here. There's 22, told you. So 92 to 22 target already met. Now we'll see we're back into yesterday's range, and now it's business as usual. This is going to piss off a lot of people, right? But you got to understand how these type of auctions work. All right, we're thin all the way back to 41 here at least. This thing could rally here 50 points straight up here. Look at it. We're almost at 31. Ah, shit. This is where a guy like me fucking can really flex order flow skills, because I can tell you exactly what's happened. Tell you what's going to happen before it happens, because I just know how it transacts. All right. Let's see if we find some supply here in the 32 here or not. Now we do have a 10-minute short setup here, rate at 31.75. There's no real tape here. It's just a pullback got rejected there at that level, specific level. We'll just see if that setup actually works. I won't be taking it. Just gonna let. Now we recovered yesterday's structure here, so I'll wait to see where we actually pull back to. But there's nothing wrong if you want to take that 31 short. You just got to be careful. You're shorting something ripping for. That was fun, hey guys? Haven't had one of those in a minute. Psyched everybody else. Oh, right. Opened right under 90. Boom. Absolutely smoked. So I hope nobody bought that, right? It's very specific in my warning. Touch it. But I can't control what you guys. There's 32. Now we got room here, right? We could go all the way back up to 51 here, no problem. There's nothing stopping this thing tape-wise. You can backfill this thing all the way to 61. It's fine. There's really no supply, right? There's little pockets here as you get into like 44 on the tape, but it's all thin prints. So the market's now repairing structure to the upside. You got a bunch of damaged structure on the downside. The market has to come back and backfill. This is stuff I review with you guys every single day. Look at the bidding that came in there at 28. My goodness. All right, there's 41. Now let's see if we can kind of base here between 22. Just let this thing come. See, there's no bid there into 41. So now we're pulling back here. So we got to find some support here. There's a little bit of bid support there as you come into 24. So we'll see if we can pull back to 22-ish. See if it holds. An open candle here, so you got bid. And sorry, you got to let trade. Everyone okay? Good morning, Daniel. Sorry, I don't chat too much. I'm in the Discord chat there with my team here. Get the stream share up there. Good. Thanks for joining. Morning. It's in the description if you want to come join us. Just hang out here. Appreciate you watching. We are pushing, baby. See the offer starting to come in here at around 40. See how they're trying to soak the inventory here into our 41.5. He was pushing here still, man. It's very thin. This thing could go all the way back up to 640. It's very, very, very thin above us. We're just repairing structure, right? There's nothing there on the tape. We move so fast through these areas. There's no resistance or anything. There's little pockets of tape as we drop down, but can't really rely on that. You have to let it retrade and see. It's going to re-add back. Just in that positioning. So here we go. See if 41 can stuff here and at least pull back to 32. We need a back test, right? We got no back tests on downside move. We got no back test here. Nothing we can do but just wait. It's the smart thing. But as you can see, our levels held perfectly. I said 297 here on NQ. If we get in there, we could get in there. And what do we do? We literally the bottom tick and then into 92. Talked about the fast reversal possibility with how we were coming into the level. And you can see as soon as we hit 92, bing, on the ES off. I'm not in them, obviously. There's no setups for us. So chill out. It's just market context. There is zero FOMO on my side, man. All right, we got a minute and a half here to go in the first 10-minute candle. So we'll see how this 10-minute candle closes. If it closes over 42, we're going to keep pushing here, man. They'll ram this thing all the way back up to 61. It's not going to give you a single pullback while it's going to give you a warning. Ew. So bid's moving up here to around 38. I can see it here coming to the close of the auction. So that's interesting. So we'll see if we close above 41. See if that bid holds. Right there. Yeah, 38. See if it holds. All right. Let's take a look. 30 seconds here to go to the close. We'll see how it closes. See what I mean by these moves? They force you to sell the lows or buy the highs. Look at the down move. Barely got any pullback whatsoever. All right, we close over 41. Let's see if we pull back and trade the level and hold it. But we're probably just going to one time frame up, open drive, keep going. Yep, there's 51. Told you. And push into 61. Probably finish backfilling. Back to business as usual. Look at this shit. So one time frame down, one time frame up. Zero pullbacks, zero entries. That's okay. This type of price action is not for us. We don't like directional price action. Because there's no entries. We need pullbacks, we need retests. When he closes over levels, pull back, retest, hold the levels, and then right now it's just very aggressive. Oh, we're pretty fine-tuned to sit in this stuff out. But now we're in the reversal zone here that we've recalculated to. So we'll see if we find sellers here in the 51 here first. Now this is fast reversal to the upside. See what happens. See if we can pull back. Still thin, man. It's thin, 61, 70, right? We could friggin' mortaring it up here, but it'd be healthy to get a little pullback here, get a level tested. But they're still just bidding the absolute piss out of this here at 52. Yes, my goodness. Look, they were soaked. That's nice. See if we can push through this bid here at 48. Push down into 40. This is what I'd like to see. It was 687 here in the ink. See if we can above it and fail into 700 or 713. See if we can get some sort of pullback here. Ooh, there we go. So you see the bid here on the ES sitting right around 48. See if we can offer below 48 and push down into that our 41.5 level there and go sniff the lower bid there, 38, 37. Yeah, look at that. Injection. There we go. What I tell ya. Hey, order flow, baby. Just got to find the offside traders chasing the highs, right? All right, let's see if we can trade 41 here on the 89 would be nice here too. It would be nice. Some back testing going here. You might hear my kids in the background here. Apologize for that. Sorry, but not sorry. Come on. Let's get into 41.5 here. Come on. Give it to us. Get away from this little cheeky bid here below 48. See how they're trying to snipe it here? 46. Come on, get in there. There we go. 41. Give it to us. There's 89. Perfect. There's 41. All right, let's see what happens here. I remember the bid's lower here around 38. So give a chance for it to trade. Well, let's see the reaction. We're finally getting a pullback to here. Might go lower, right? Might go down to 32. Let's give it a chance to trade and see what happens. Good selling here. Testing the bid. See if they can drive through it here or not. Selling, looking below the bid. Just barely hitting that 38.5. Hitting it, hitting it, hitting it. Look at that. Back up. Okay, there we go. There's your bid. 38 half. How they close it. We got a minute to go here in this 5/15 minute close. Gonna be a tough close here around 41 here. I would like this thing to trade into 32 here at least. See if we can push through here and get some deeper back tests going on. There we go. Maybe drag the NQ here down to 492. This is the first pullback of the up move. It's just everyone's just gonna be like bye 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 bye. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. 15 seconds. Heavy here into the bid, 38. So they're getting a good chance here to break it. See if we drop into it. Let's see if they sell the open of the auction here, or if they buy it right away back over 41. Okay, that's a deep red close below the level. We might test 41 to reject it, but I think they're going to buy it right back over. Yep. So the bid held there at 38. See how nice that was? That's where your bid. All right. Slammy McSlammy pants here. See what they do. They're trying to get there. Trying to get there to 32. There we go. There's 32. Beautiful. There we go. 22. Okay, so now we're getting a good drill down here, getting through it. So let's see if we can get down into 22 here. Chance here. It's selling here into the lows. Offer drop it down here to 28. Yeah, look good here. Let's see if we firm up here. There we go. Look below 32. Dropped off. Very nice. Still pretty volatile here. We'll just see what happens if we stick. We just dropped right there. There's pretty thin prints there. There's not there. Got a minute and a half here to go. Quick and perfect. Pretty good tape there to 92 if we could soak that up. See if we come that again. Do 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 do. All right, we've got a minute to go here on the last 10 of balance here. So far, possibly giving us our first long signal here of 31 and a quarter. We'll see. It's there. I mean, we'll see how we close this. Not close. You hear a lot of shorts there, 20, very nice there. There we go, came down, tap 492 there, very nice. Perfect 50-point move there in seconds, man. Wow. Woo, NQ is moving like a mother trucker. This is why I try to stay away from it there, but I sniped there 92 up to 40. It wasn't a good close setup. It was just a good tape read off that soak. So we're going to have a long signal here now at 31 on the ES. It's probably not going to come back. That was probably it. They're going to rip this thing here into 60. And I'm going to go see what's there. So, but that setup is sitting at 32. And then it's up to you if you want to wait for it, right? I mean, that's all we have to do. But I think we're going to shift up here. So now this 51, we're now is going to become a chop zone here. I think we're going to push here. Let's see, give it a chance to. So only one trade there on the NQ here. Nothing on the ES here yet with counts. So. That was fucking sketchy there on the NQ. I don't like how it's trading. It's just like whip, 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 whip. But tape was good there. Very, very nice. And now we have a nice setup there at 92. Now it's sitting there. So we'll see if 680s. There we go. There's 661 there and 687 here. So let's see. We were pushing to 61 here, and we'll see what happens. We want to continue. This thing will recover its entire move here. This is going to piss off so many shorts here today, man. Watch this thing end up at 7,500 today. Don't be surprised if it does. Uh-oh. Do. He's trading like a penny stock here. I guess the ES is as well. Zero pullbacks here. Straight two-way. That's okay. Sit and wait. All right, let's see if supply comes in here at 61. Let's see if we get some sort of resistance here, right? We haven't really seen any resistance here this whole round. We're just backfilling structure. Let's see if they ram it through 61. But, you know, there's been 3 days of supply here into 70, 75, so we might get all the way up there before we see something come. There's little pockets of resistance. You see them selling here at like 58 into 61. Might just plow right through this here and lift the offering. All right, good soak there. Right, so we might get a short signal here of 61. See how this candle closes here. We got like 8 minutes left to go in the 30. I'd be kind of careful. I would probably let this 30 close up here as well. We got our first long signal there down to 31. So we'll just see if things kind of tighten up here. Tape is really thin there in the 32 there. We just kind of pulled down into it. There's nothing left to sell. And I bid there like 1,200 contracts was like gobble it up and go. And you can see NQ here selling perfectly off our 687. So it's a nice short there, man. Tough short to take here, but it worked, right? Rejection, retest the rejection, boom. Just hit its target there of 89. Really nice. There we go. Sell, baby. Down. Let's go. 41. Come on. There we go. Finally. So we'll see if we come down to that 31 setup here or not, or perhaps we set up here at 41. But guys, a lot has happened here, but at the end of the day, it's an inside day. We're back in yesterday's range. Same crap. 75.90, 7,500 upside, 74.22 down to 12. We look below 74.03. Our 74.03 level market said absolutely not. You see the result of that. So patience here today, guys. There's a beautiful 10-minute long setup there sitting at 30, 31, top of our rotation zone. See if we can trade down to it. Tape isn't that great into it, but setup is there. The wick is really close to where we'd stop out here, so take note of that. Take it. And then Q's still got a nice long signal here sitting at 92, and a good chance of it trading again. Well, so let's see what happens here. There we go. There's 42. Did I touch? All right, so we might set up a nice long signal here. We got 5 minutes left to go. Traded 41. Hey, we held that on that 5-minute close. That's a red close, but we got a short signal there at 61, and we got a long signal, well, down at 31. I don't like long signals off red bars, but as you can see, it's a perfect wick touch here to have. So can hold, right? Open for. Oh, I got one. Yeah, had one all morning. You don't have it? All morning. I don't think you have things set up correct here. I can help you with that. There's a certain way that we do this here now. Maintain it. Should tighten these up here. All right, so you got supply there, our 61 literally to the tick. All right, you got some, I wouldn't even call it good bid support. Tapped it. That's the only thing I don't like about these wicks at 31 and 41 is that there's no tape there. Just came in there and really, really quick buying. So if you base that on an entry, you got to be a little bit cautious. I like to see good or low to the left. If we just wick right off them, yeah, that's fast, aggressive buying. That's cool, right? But if you come heavy into the level, you've got no positioning at that level to selling inventory. So you got to be a little bit careful with that. All right. Do. Two minutes here to go. Stay with you guys here for just go and text with you guys for the rest of the day. I'm in the room. All right, let's see what happens here. Let's see if we down to 41 here again. Just be careful here, guys, entering anything. 2 minutes here before the close of the 30 if it comes. Yeah, it can work, but careful of those. Looks like we're going to try to stay bid here. See if they do. Get a nice 10-minute long setup too off one. set up there at 92, and you got set up there at 40. Shorts there off 87 here. Levels trading perfect. It's just a matter of what you guys want. I have to be patient today here, guys. I have to be patient, really let this develop here. After you've had such a wild open session, it's going to close here now in about 8 seconds. So now look where IB low is, look where IB high is. A midpoint here already. We're in our quote unquote reversal zone here, right? See if sellers continue to try to pile in here and stop this rally. But on the 10-minute, we're a one-time framing up, right? 1, 2, 3 straight 10-minute bars here. 30-minute of straight up, right? So we'll see if it comes back to 41, if they kind of front run it at 41 and just keep the one-time framing auction going here. Or it breaks and we get down into 30. It's that 10-minute long setup. Let's see. What do you guys think? What are you guys thinking? Nobody? No one's got an opinion? All right. So if we bid here, if we bid at 51 here, man, on the ES, this thing's going to push. We're going to shift up and we're going to move back all the way back up to 90, 95, man. They're going to ram this thing all the way back to 7,500. And that's going to set the tone here for Friday, I believe. This is what happens. So this 5-minute auction here opened right on our 51.5 level. So there is a bit of a bid here. I don't like auctions that open up right on levels that give you a signal, but there could be a sign there that might give you an opportunity. However, in 61, starting to sell. Strong, man. This tape is strong. Like I said, we're going to shift up here. They're going to try to ram this thing all the way back to 90 here today. So let's see if the stop run comes here over 61 or the offer reloads here and they hold it here or not. Now remember, as soon as you get to 70, 75, this is a couple of days of inventory. We'll see if that refreshes, but let's see if we can get past 61 here. If we can't get past 61, then we could keep our fingers crossed for a 41 rotation here, but the bids moved up here to 51 and the sellers right now would look all selling. Now it's all buying. So you don't really want to get in this way, right? And you're just looking for them to continue this move higher. See what I mean? They just lifted the offer. See you later. Momentum, man. Look at this new high. Everyone's buying this new high. Right? Not crazy buying. Much stronger on the NQ. Unless they took those stops right there and drilled them. All right, minute to go here. First 5-minute auction. See if we close over 87 here on the NQ. If we close over 61 here on the ES. It's going to be a really ugly 5-minute setup here. 51. I wouldn't classify it as a setup, but it did open one tick below the level, so it's not like my ideal type of event. See the bid support up there. Just depends if you want to take it there or not. I don't like it. I don't like when we open on levels. I tend to say no to the entries, but it could work. But you've seen how now the last 30 seconds here, we're now pushing down here. Right? Look above 61, couldn't get it. Sell. Okay, there's our 5-minute close. We literally close the auction on our level, right? This is very common. A lot of times we close it on the level. They buy it right away. No entry. They just boom, close the level right on the level. And they just kick and buy. Again, another level. It opened on the level and closed on the pause here. Gotta wait. I see trading is mainly waiting. Right? You wait, you wait some more, and then you wait some more. All right, let's see here. We're going to sell off 61 here. We're going to push down, back down to 51 here, maybe. Let's see what happens here. Ugh. Letting it trade here. We'll let the 10-minute auction close here. We'll see if we close over 61 here. One time frame it up. I mean, it's just going to keep on going here, man. They're going to try to get this close over 61 and keep push going here to 70, 75, and obviously try to grind up through that. But we'll see if 61 does this thing here at our level. Right now, they've got pretty good supply here. We looked above it, immediately kind of reloaded that supply. So now we could trade down to 41 here. You have a lot of takers into 50/48. See how it trades. Let's see what happens here. NQ beautiful there, right off 67. Look above again, fail. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens here. 2 minutes to go. See what they do. I get a retest of 50 here, a nice retest, and then actually sets up a long signal here off 50. Right now, that 5 just rejected 60, came back into the level just shy of it. Again, forcing you to buy the highs, right? But it can work, right? Sometimes that's all you get on these types of days. Just fell just shy of hitting the level. Hate these types of auctions here. But we'll let the candle close here. Still a lot of time. Minute and a half left to go here. We'll see what they do. Especially the last 30 seconds. Bid's starting to obviously get stacked there into 52s. See how. Yippity do. There you go. So it's going to close probably above 61 here. It might just pull back to 61 and just keep going here. So pull back to 51, just fell shy there. Immediately bought. They held it. Send this and try to close this thing above 61. So you might just get a pullback and continuation off 61 here. Or just open and drive and not even back here. What type of auction we're in. But it is. But you're getting some information there, 52. So that's nice. Mm-hmm. See what happens. Boom, boom. It's a close over 687, barely here on the NQ, and they close it under 61 here. So a bid's probably going to try to move up here to 61 on the ES. We'll see if they get it. All right, let's see. Let's see if 62 firms up here. May have to keep looking upwards here, guys. Sellers are hard here, right at 63, 64 here, but again, bids are relentless. See what happens. See if they can push back down to 52, perhaps test that kind of midi setup there. Yeah, come on down. Let's see if we can get 52 here, tap. We'll see if this little crappy 5-minute setup holds here or not. It's selling here into the level. Nothing too crazy. You selling a lot more heavier here into 640. Coming right to the wick of that previous 5-minute bar, right above our 51, and they're bidding it right at that wick. So even if you wanted it here, you got your limit sitting there, you might not fill. Ooh, man. So let's see if the sellers can get through 51 or if this fucking level holds here. Trying to get into it at least. Let's get a hit. All right, there we go. Let's see what happens here. Not the best setup. I'll give it like a C minus, but in this case, it could just work, right, because of the context. But I prefer this thing to pull back a little. I hate longing this level. I really do. So the bid's sitting down right around 48. So if we can kind of poke below it there, and we'll see if we can get into, just kind of see what happens. Got a minute to go here on this candle. We'll just see if it wicks off here again or not. There we go, hitting the bid here at 48.5, looking below the level. This is what I was worried about. See? Right to the stop out. I don't chase the highs, man. See if we pull back to 41 here. Now there is a decent little 10-minute setup there, but better 10-minute setup down at 32. But we just pull back to 41. At least we're getting a pullback. This is nice. We're going to open the next candle here in about 30 seconds. See what happens here in 41. Recovering, right? Recovering. Sorry, it's my kid. Having a lot of fun. All right, so there's the auction. We opened right on 51. So we went down, basically looked below the bid there at 48. They bid it right back, right? We're kind of in no man's land here. We could sell 51 and push down here into 41, or we could just automatically recover 51 and zip back up towards highs here in our reversal zone. But let's just see if it pushes back down to 48, if we can get 41 touched here or not. Kind of an inconclusive close. Again, another close on the level, right? So we close that auction rate on 51 and a quarter. Again, we don't do anything. We got to wait. But if we look here, look below 51 and a quarter and it recovers, that's good for the bulls, right? And then we got, we got to chew through some supply there up to 61 here again, but we're getting a good look below. See if it holds up. Go. Working there. See if this auction goes green here over 51 and a quarter here now. Supply there around 56, 58. They've been there before too, right? They've been there going back to last few days. As soon as we pull under 58 here, they start selling. So we're trying to dig into forward. You see how the bids are starting to build here, right below 48, right? Starting to really hold it here, 48, 47. They're starting to come in there, right? They're not letting our 41 trade here. Sellers are trying to move down here into 50, trying to fade 50. This is normal, right? They're hopping down on the tape here. So short 50, short 50. Talking about the ES, right? You can just see them jumping down the tape. But this is how they trap, right? So we'll see if we bring it back above 50 quarter. Keep a close eye on this here. See them right here, 50 and a quarter, 51. See that 2,100 contracts there? Right above it here, 1,400 contracts. So you got like 3,800, 4,000 contracts here trying to sell. Let's pull back here. And you got all those layered bids there below 50. Matter of who's going to win here. All right, stuff. It's there. So we'll see what holds. Let's just see what happens here. Good tape there, man, below 50. They gobbled that up there, but we're not out of the woods here yet. Sorry if you can hear my kid. He's having a blast here. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Minute to go. Yep, that was bought. So bid right there. They trapped everybody below 50 and drilled it. Hope you guys saw that. Type of stuff I talk about, teach on the tape all the time there. There you go. Now they're going to close here above 61. They might just go for new highs here in this next auction. Let's see. Da, 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 da. 30 seconds left to go. Let's see how they close it. They're going to close this right on 61. Say open it right on 61 here. So it's either sell right away or buy right away. Again, another no entry for us in close. But some good tape below our 51.25 level into 48.46. Trapping those 50 shorts there, selling 50. Taking them for a ride. All right, there we go. Closed 2 ticks or so below 61 here, inconclusive, but they're probably just going to open and try to bid it right away here. Yeah, here he goes. No entries for me today on the ES yet, man. There's been no setups whatsoever. There's been a couple short setups here on these pullbacks, but I haven't wanted to take any shorts. I was looking for longs, right? Trying to let this thing set up properly for long, and that's been the correct decision. These short setups here would have been stopped out. All right. See if they sell 61 here back down to 52, right? The wicks are all the way down at 48, right? 48, 47 here. That's where you're kind of far through. Let's see. Again, another inconclusive close, right? Closed right on 61. Opened last candle right on 51.25. Closed the candle before that right on 51.25. So they're closing, opening, and closing candles right on our levels. Got 10 minutes to go here to top of the hour here. I'll peace out. I'll be with you guys in the room here, obviously, all day to give my voice a break. Go. Lift the offer. Boom. See you later. There's 70, so we'll get into 70, 72. We're probably going to shift up here and keep sending the auction higher. And close is not just giving us good, clean action, but this is what happens when you're in crazy, straight up, straight down action. Rarely get pullbacks. It's rarely clean. And we have to usually wait till the second half of the day before we really get a chance to get anything. So it's just going to be one of those days, guys. There we go. Shift up. So now we're going here to 80. Like I said, we're going to go all the way back up here to 7,500 here, guys. It's going to be one of those days where it's going to be bid non-stop. I feel it. All right. Let's see where we go here. Stops 80. Right, guys in the room here. No one's talking to me here, so there's 9 or 10 of you guys here on the mic here with me. No one wants to talk here, so I'm gonna sign her off here with you guys. I'll be with you guys here, obviously for the rest of the day here, but none of you guys are talking to me here, so that means that you guys are all okay, and that's all I'm concerned about. And I'll be with you guys here for the rest of the day on text and screenshots and all that good stuff. If you have any questions, just give me a shout. But you guys should know the change. We're most likely going all the way back up to 90 and break out of 90 and go into that 7,500 and piss off a lot of shorts here today. It's going to be a big upside day, most likely. All right, so let's get prepared for it. See what happens here. This auction is infinitely up here right now. Stay in bid. All right, so just be very careful shorting anything. Okay, I'll be with you guys here for the rest of the day. Any questions? In the room here, see if anyone's going to type anything or unmute themselves. Okay. All right, guys. There's somebody. Thank you. All right, Ash. And everybody else watching on YouTube, thank you very much for watching. A very, very informative session. Hope you enjoyed my commentary. As you can see, levels trading beautifully, and the live commentary on the order flow giving you a huge edge as to what's actually happening in the auction, how to stay out of trouble, and the context around the auction here. So thanks for watching. Give me a like and subscribe if you want on the channel, or click the link down there. Hop on into the Discord here and you get me live all screen share, voice, text, and free education that can add some really, really good skill to your trading. Thank you for watching. Cheers.